We all know the holidays of WoW. We know the Noblegardens, we know the Children's Weeks, we know the Hallows Ends, the Lunar Festivals, the Winter Veils, etc., etc. But there is one holiday, one day of celebration that is often forgotten. In fact, out of the many celebrations we have on the in-game calendar, there is one that remains unlisted, but one that has lore connotations for the seven human kingdoms, as well as the entirety of the Alliance. This holiday is called Remembrance Day, but while its name might make it clear on what the day is about, what exactly is it? What does Remembrance Day entail? Why is it celebrated? And who specifically is the target of celebration? These are all fair questions that I seek to answer for you today, so you are in the know about one of Azeroth's most forgotten holidays. So Remembrance Day is a day of remembrance. It is celebrated by the Grand Alliance, usually in the city of Stormwind, to honor the heroes of the past and present, as well as their families. Each Remembrance Day, the people of the Alliance gather in Stormwind, where they celebrate, recall, remember, and even cosplay as famous heroes of old. Yes, you heard that right. Remembrance Day entices the people of the Alliance to cosplay. I kid you not. Also, in line with tradition, people congregating to participate in the festivities would be offered flags and streamers to wave and show support. And another tradition of the holiday, a tradition that I personally really like and will be using from now on, a common greeting or farewell you'd say to another on this day is remember well. Now, in terms of the origin of Remembrance Day, this event first came about in the lore during the series of short stories released just before the launch of Cataclysm. You know, the stories that are always neglected or forgotten or just skimmed over. Ironic, that is, considering the name of the holiday, but it was first mentioned in the Varian short story Blood of Our Fathers. I recommend you go read that for yourself. I'll have it in the description for you, but to give a few quotes so you can get the gist of the holiday from the story, we are gathered here on Remembrance Day to honor those heroes who have shown us the way by the light of their lives and the glory of their deeds. Uther, Lightbringer, Anduin, Lothar. On this day, we must remember not only the good, but also the bad, for it is through adversity and failure that we become our best. I myself have been an absent king, chasing our enemies into the very heart of the underworld. I hold your safety as my highest responsibility, your good livelihood my first and only calling. For the truth is, it is not the people who serve their king, it is the king who serves his people. Yes, today we honor the past, but only with our eyes firmly fixed on a brighter future, one that we will forge together for ourselves, for our children, and for our children's children. So people of Stormwind, let us unite this day. Let us renew our promise to uphold and protect the light, and together we will face down this dark new storm and stand firm against it, as humanity always has and humanity always will. That is only small excerpts from a large speech, but I hope you get the idea. Heroes such as Uther and Lothar are celebrated, while the great hardships of the Alliance are remembered to build a stronger unity between its diverse people. Apart from that, well, there really isn't much to Remembrance Day, but there are some things involving the holiday that we can speculate on. Like, for example, when did the holiday first originate? What event was, or what events were, impactful enough for the Alliance to make a day to remember them? Well, just off the top of my head, I can think of three. You have the First War, the Second War, and the Third War. But out of the three, I imagine that a need for a holiday might have come about around the end of the Second War. And I say this because when the Sons of Lothar went beyond the Dark Portal and shut it from the other side, that was the event that saw the Alliance win the war against the Horde at the cost of their greatest heroes. And so I imagine that because of their sacrifice, the remaining human kingdoms sought to always remember the heroes that gave their lives to save Azeroth. I also imagine that the day is celebrated in Stormwind because of the impact the city had on the first two Great Wars, and the fact that it was only after the Second War that the city was rebuilt. So because of the sacrifice of the Sons of Lothar, Stormwind stands as it does today. It is also the place where they erected the statues to the Sons of Lothar, so you can make a pretty solid connection between each argument. And, well, before we end today, I would also like to use this opportunity to point out something many might have missed, considering that this holiday is so foreign in the community. When Anduin was abducted by the Mawsworn, it's possible that he was visiting Varian's tomb by himself, not because it was the anniversary of the Broken Shore, or because it was Varian's date of birth or something like that, but because it might have been Remembrance Day. And just like his father did before him, Anduin was reminiscing on the memory of he who made all of what we know possible, as it was Varian's sacrifice that allowed the Alliance to escape the Broken Shore, and it was also his sacrifice that made Anduin into who he is today. Of course, that is just speculation, but it fits really, really well. If you have any questions or comments about this video, Warcraft, or its lore, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll be sure to read each and every one of them. Thanks for watching, and remember well.